What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 42 of Into the Van and the first episode of 2022. I really hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good Christmas break. I hope you had a good new year. I hope you had a good rest of 2021 as well. You know, I kind of disappeared from October for a bit of a hiatus just because I just didn't have the bandwidth. I didn't have the mental patience or stamina to carry on with Into the Van at that time. I was getting married, which was fucking amazing. We went to Loch Ness for our honeymoon. It was so fucking cool. We got to see badgers and pine martens and, you know, take a boat out onto Loch Ness. Before that, I went on tour with Cam Cole, so I just didn't have the time or energy to carry on with Into the Van, unfortunately, and as it goes, that was the thing I could afford to drop at that time. But we're back now, we're back together, and we're back with a brand new guest, Gravedancer, who I'm excited to, share this conversation with. Before we get into that, I really hope you're doing well. I've got a new single coming out soon, Mothman. I'm really excited. It's got drums, it's got fiddle, it's a trio. Is this going to be a band that I'm going to hopefully take around 2022 and beyond? I really fucking hope so. It's really great. It's so much fun to do. And I really hope when the track comes out, you understand how much fun it was to get this long. And yes, it's a song about a giant moth, but it's more than that. I hope you appreciate it. The Next Life, it was nice to get back on the road with Cam and actually start playing those songs again for people. And, merch sales online aren't that great. Meeting people face to face, it flew off like hotcakes, man. I was made up. So if you'd like to grab a copy of The Next Life, head over to mike333west.com. You can head over to the store on my Bandcamp and pick something up there. I'm going to drop a little teaser in for you now.
I ain't proud of what I am, but I know they have to go down my reckless heart, down my restless mind. I may believe in you, no matter what path I will take. Nothing's in stone, so I close my eyes, leave you behind. I know way I go, that 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 way I go.
And I really hope you enjoy it. Again, head over to mike333west.com to pick up your copy of The Next Life. We've still got white vinyl with gatefold. We've still got CDs. There's digital copies. But enough about me. Let's talk about Gravedancer. Gravedancer is Baker McKinney. I first found out about Baker and Gravedancer with He Used to Be in Sean James and the Shapeshifters. Obviously, Sean James was the first guest on Into the Van. And Sean covered one of Baker's songs, Eating Like Kings. So that's where I first knew about Gravedancer. And then on Sean's most recent UK tour, which was in October, Gravedancer was opening the shows on that tour. So I got to see him in Chester. We had a little talk and a catch up after that gig. It was great, and we stayed in contact since. And this week was meant to be the start of his UK tour, but unfortunately, due to everything that's happening with the pandemic and everything being reshuffled, that tour has now been moved to June. So from the 7th of June, he's going to be in Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, Leeds, Sheffield, London, Southampton, Hastings, Manchester, Belfast, and Dublin. And I strongly urge you to go get tickets for these dates. I also don't want to forget that he will be playing a Rogue Country event on the 29th of June with The Mighty Possessed by Paul James. So that's a phenomenal bill in my hometown of Birkenhead. I'm putting the show on because I really do love Possessed by Paul James. And when I knew Gravedancer was going to be about, I had to ask him. So tickets will be available for those soon. I strongly urge you to go check out Baker. Gravedancer is a phenomenal songwriter, and I really think you'll fucking dig it. Every Kind of Dog is a phenomenal album. It shows his depth and his range and his heartbreak and his life lessons and his wisdom that's just been hard-earned. But he's also really fucking funny. He's a great guy to talk to. This was a brilliant chat. I've been enjoying just shooting this shit with him, and he's a really, really lovely guy. So let's do it. Without further ado, this is episode 42 of Into the Van with Mike West and Gravedancer. Are you a big Christmas guy? Are you a festive person?
I'm not like Christmas sweater sporting type thing, but probably just because I don't have any.
Yeah.
I probably would sport one if I had one, but I'm not a Grinch by any means. No.
Yeah.
No, I like Christmas, man.
Yeah, cool. You have 2 kids under 4. Does that help in the whole Christmas thing? Because I know me and my missus, we're kind of like, we don't really care at the moment, but I think if there was a kid in the mix to like see it through their eyes and shit, it just kind of like brings extra excitement to it.
It brings like the whole Christmas magic all the way back. Like my kids can't stop pointing out every single Christmas tree or Christmas lights they see. Like every single house is as exciting as the last. So, yeah, it's hard to be a Grinch when your kids are that stoked on it.
Nice, man. And you're up in Scotland now. How long have you been up there for? When did
I've
you
been
move?
here since 2017. Fall 2017. Yeah.
Cool, man. And what was like the reason behind the move? Because you're obviously, was it Arkansas you're from, and that's where you were living, and then you moved over here?
Yeah. So I'm not Scottish at all, but my great granddad was. So I always wanted to go visit, and it's like that classic story. While traveling, I met a woman. But yeah, I was working. You ever heard of Oban?
Yeah.
On the West Coast, I was working at a farm near Oban, felling trees, and I had like weekends off, so I'd go into Oban to like party and go to pubs and stuff. And I met my wife at a Weatherspoons in Oban. Nice. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
And yeah, 4 or 5 years later, here I am.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is it been like, obviously as a musician, America kind of has always seemed like this promised land of, you know, you could probably tour one state for a month and not get bored.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. While with the UK, you can pretty much travel the entire thing in 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 if you want to get to the smaller towns.
Yeah.
With kind of your music, have you found moving to Scotland impacted that?
You mean influencing me, or as far as like touring goes?
Touring, because I think obviously you're touring in January next year. Have you toured much of the UK?
I really have. I did. I've done one UK tour, UK and Ireland. That was when I met you.
Yeah.
Last fall, right? October.
Yeah.
I had every intention of like, I had this like idea of moving here and like taking Scotland by storm and touring all over the place. And then kids happened.
Yeah.
And then I was in a, pardon me, I was in a nearly fatal car wreck shortly after moving to Scotland. And it took me almost 2 years to recover, like 1.5 years to heal up from it. Fuck. And then like right as I started healing up and being like, okay, time to start getting the music going now, fucking COVID.
So it's just been joy after joy.
Yeah, it's, you know, I'm not deterred. I'm determined, but it's been hurdle after hurdle, but it looks like it's finally taken off.
Good, man. And with obviously being from Arkansas, you know, I want to get into the Azalea video down the line, but you had like Nick Schultz, and obviously you're friends with him from the Shapeshifters in that era. Was it hard to not have that community around you when you moved to Scotland? Because is there much of a music scene up where you are, a community?
None whatsoever. Yeah, it's actually been really challenging. Yeah, because like you just said, I where I come from is a huge, like the Ozarks is huge music hub, like for touring acts as well as just like anybody can play some kind of instrument, and you just show up at parties and like hootenannies break out and shit, you know. So it's been quite an adjustment, but like meeting you and going on this tour, and I'm like, I'm slowly now getting plugged into the like folk,
Yeah.
the Rat people. You know, I'm getting plugged into the actual good music scene.
Oh, good. Is there anyone from the UK scene that you knew when you moved to Scotland, when you started going on that tour with Sean in October? Are there any UK artists that you're aware of who you wanted to kind of connect with or gig with?
Honestly, no, dude. I didn't.
No.
I didn't really know anybody. This is all me just learning, flying by the seat of my pants type thing.
Yeah, because I know I look at fucking, like, I saw the round that Nick Shoulders, Willie Carlisle, and Dylan Ale did.
Yeah.
I was watching last night I was watching the Heart-Worn Highways Revisited thing, where it's all the people get together in Nashville and Guy Clark's there, and it's all like the younger generation.
Right,
and I'm sat there and I'm like, I think the fucking closest person I have to me who I actually like to fucking hang around with and play guitar with is 4 hours away. I was just sat there like, this is fucking bullshit.
yeah. But we're here.
We are.
We are here. It's a few and far between, but the community is, I don't know if I'd say thriving, but I don't know, from what I have gathered, being brand new to the UK like music scene, it seems like there's a huge surge of like folk and like outlaw type stuff like you do, and it seems like it's on the rise or about to explode.
Yeah,
I think do not know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's been here the whole time.
We are in an interesting phase. I think there wasn't really much in terms of the folk scene. Obviously, it had like the diehard traditional folk scene, which was, you know, the Celtic inspired stuff, and then the kind of, obviously on the Mersey, so the sea shanty and sailor style of things is like really rife around here. But in terms of like modern stuff, like I remember, like I started out in like 2015, 2016 playing what I was playing, and no one in the UK that I could kind of recognize as my own type of stuff. And that was when I started finding like Sean James and Amigo the Devil and those type. I was like, oh shit, there is this type of music. It's just not in the UK. And then as those type of artists have come over to the UK, there's been, you know, like rumblings. And I got to do a couple of festivals down south where like Possessed by Paul James played and stuff. So it's like there is slowly this type of music starting to get a foothold. And then it was the same thing in the country world where there wasn't much. I don't want to use like real country, but not pop country, like, you know, Tyler Childers and stuff. Like when he first came over, it was like a room of 80 people, and then he's starting to sell out like 2,000 venue, like it is like venues or whatever, 2,000 capacity. And it's the same thing of when I saw like Sean James and Amigo the Devil come over. It's like they started off quite small, but you can just see each time it's just growing more and more. And it's really interesting to see that it's pretty much since like 2016, 2017, this scene started to really develop, which is really interesting. And it's really exciting to see in the UK because, you know, I've been fucking dying for these type of artists and music to come over. Yeah. Like Bridge City Sinners, I think, are coming over for the first time next year. So it's like it's slowly starting to just like get a foothold. Yeah.
You that last tour I did, and then I played like a festival in Dundee a couple of weeks ago. The most consistent thing that people were asking me after the shows was like, so what kind of music is that? Like, what do I Google to find more stuff like you? There's nothing like this around here.
And what is you say to them? What are the buzzwords and Spotify algorithm terms that you're using to?
Yeah, well, I was caught off guard the first few times I was asked it. I had no answer prepared. But now that I've been asked enough times, I just say like folk, Americana. I guess that's about it. It's not really country that I'm doing.
I try to
songwriter maybe.
Yeah. You know? Singer-songwriter is like quite a broad term as well, which is like that can be like anyone from like yourself to, you know, Elton John, because they're technically a singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter could be like the difference between Townes Van Zandt and Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
That's a wide gap between
Yeah.
the two artists, but they could both fall under it.
Yeah. I use alt country because it seems the
Alt
most
country, that's a good one.
the most like preferential. But Murderfolk has been really getting like some weight behind it as like a genre and as a term.
I'd say your stuff is a bit more murder folk than mine, and like a little bit more like Bridge City Sinners that you were just talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think it's hard because I think folk means two different things. Or like in the States, it means kind of like Bob Dylan and even like Towns and like some of Guy Clark stuff. While over here, it's more like Mumford and Sons occasionally, and then it's even way back to like the old folk clubs and going back to those type of things. Yeah,
that's what I found here in Scotland is that when I went to go see folk music, I wasn't complaining at all, but I found it was like bagpipes.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But when they say folk music, they mean from 400 years ago.
Yeah.
Traditional music.
Yeah.
Like traditional folk music.
Yeah. I just kind of, if there's like Americana, I'll slap like dark on the front of it because that seems to be, today especially, I've been like on Reddit and Twitter just like trying to find like little niche subreddits and people talking about like murder folk or dark Americana, or I've been put on a death folk playlist, which is a thing apparently. So it's all those type of terms where I'm just trying to fucking rattle my brain out to see what's actually sticking and what people will actually like pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because the thing I've kind of learned is it doesn't really matter what you call yourself, it's what everyone else is gonna call you.
Yeah, it's the label that other people are gonna slap on you. Yeah. And I mean, like, which is going to be difficult for people to do with my music, man. Like, you can't pigeon my hole.
No.
Like, some songs are pretty standard, like Roger Miller almost country. Like Azalea is a little bit more Roger Miller influence, and then like Anchor is a little bit more softer, sad boy alone in his room type stuff,
Yeah. Like Anchor, to me, it kind of had Benjamin Todd meets John Prine in terms of...
I will take a John Prine reference any day of the week. Yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries, man. But with your music, who were your early influences? Like, what made you pick up... I obviously know you play the banjo and stuff as well. What made you pick up an instrument? What was your first instrument?
First instrument was guitar. And actually, first song I ever learned to play was Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Nice.
By Poison. So yeah, my early influence was actually like Kiss and Judas Priest and stuff. Like, that's it. This is the way.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I love Kiss.
Yeah, so yeah, I was 11 or 12, like wearing like a knockoff, first act, but styled after a Fender Strat, sticking my tongue out as far as I could in front of the mirror type thing. And I think about 3 months later, I finally learned a chord. But yeah, my early influences were very rock and roll, like early metal.
Yeah.
And then growing up, like my dad always had like Delta blues, like Robert Johnson, and then also like Hank Williams Sr. was a huge, huge thing in our house. Roger Miller, Ralph Stanley, like some actual classic bluegrass and stuff. So I grew up listening to that gospel, and it just, I don't know what led me to write the kind of songs I write. Is that a dog?
No, it was my cat.
Oh, it's a cat. Well, cats are cool.
Yeah, I've got that was Cooper. It's just my entire room's a fucking tip at the moment. This is all just vinyl and CDs.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
It's just turned into a cat
your
tower now.
Vinyl and CDs or just your collection?
And no, this is all mine. So this is all my stock, which I'm just kind of buried in at the moment.
How long ago did you order that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I did the super smart thing of releasing a record during the pandemic. So I got it all in August 2020. I pretty much paid for the biggest chunk of it through pre-orders and shit, and I got a lot of stock out
Oh,
the way
cool.
first. And then this year, I maybe sold like 2 or 3 online, and I have 300 copies of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it
So
took a
just have to
while.
pedal them at live shows, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And then
Yeah.
I went on the road with Cam Cole in September and a few
Ooh.
last week.
Okay, yeah, I know Cam, not personally, but I
Yeah.
know who Cam Cole is.
Yeah. But then taking them out, like I literally went through like 3 boxes.
Nice.
Like, so it, because I had a load in that corner's my guitar, like cases and shit, and I had like 6 boxes of fucking records in there as well.
Yeah.
So I've managed to solidify it into one all right looking cat tower at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, I looked into getting vinyl printed for every kind of dog that I just put out. And there's a 9-month wait list for every single vinyl company in the world, pretty much.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Adele took all the vinyl apparently for her record.
Who did?
Adele, she printed like 500,000 copies of it on vinyl.
So this is Adele's fault.
Apparently, from what I've heard through the internet and some suppliers, it is literally Warner Brothers or whoever she's with took all the vinyl.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Adele, I guess.
Yeah. It's like she got rid of the Spotify shuffle thing, but she also got rid of vinyl for 9 months.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the industry will catch up, or it won't.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. But going on to your records, obviously your self-titled EP was 2016. How long did you have those songs written for before you recorded them?
For the first one in 2016, probably like a year or 2 with most of them. And then Eating Like Kings, I think it's the closer on it. I wrote that in 2008. So I guess, I gave that song to Sean James in 2012. And then he toured on it, put it on his first record and everything. And then by request, I put out my version of it. But yeah, that's the song I had for the longest time before recording it.
How come, like, what was the, like, this is obviously the Eating Like Kings was 2008. How come you waited like 8 years? Was it just like circumstance and things that took you like a while to sit down and like get the record done?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was if you don't mind me dumping my purse out on you.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I got out of the military in 2010. And while I like toured with Sean James pretty extensively later on and everything, I didn't have any kind of stability or anything in my life for better part of that decade. So a lot of the reason the record took so long to get made is because I was too busy like being homeless and drunk and drug addict, and I had no drive or motivation pretty much. And then I can't remember what the catalyst was for me finally doing it in 2016. I guess I think a friend of mine suggested, "You gonna finally do that or what? You gonna finally put out an EP or what, man?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool, man. And obviously with those songs that you'd obviously written over a space of time, was there a lyrical influence when you went into that record? Was there something you kind of were like, I want to show like this part of my life or this aspect of a thing? Or was it just those were the songs that came to you at that period of time and like, this is what I'm documenting?
A little column A, a little column B. They did come naturally. I believe in the phrase like write what you know. But yeah, it's the whole idea behind Gravedancer for me was to put out things lyrically that I was ashamed or embarrassed of, and like it was a brutal honest songwriting was my goal behind it. Not from the perspective of I'm going to write the saddest song and look at how woe is me. Me is woer than you. Not from that, but just like taking that long look in the mirror and those parts of you that you don't want the world to see. I intentionally set out to make that like the highlight of my lyrics. And that was maybe a really big mistake.
I don't think so, man. I think that EP, I was listening to it again today, and it's so strong and it's so deep in a way that you can relate to it, but you still know that it's like someone's personal, like it's from their own perspective. So you know that it's not about you, but you can just like key into it really well. And I think that's a real great strength of your songwriting. Yeah,
thanks, man. Yeah, and on the same note, I'm now trying to branch out a little bit. I'm not leaving that behind. I'll always leave my heart on my sleeve, or at least the sleeve of the LP. But I'm also trying to write songs that are a bit broader, a bit more relatable to wider audiences, and which has been more of a challenge. But like, what's it called? What's that song called? I wrote the damn thing. The Spice of Life. That was one of my first forays into like trying to not step away from that brutal honesty, but also sprinkle in some more lighthearted shit among it, you know?
Yeah. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, man, is I don't know if it's the same thing, but I know that a lot of my songs are quite like dark or heavy and stuff. So I kind of make up for that by, doing like just saying stupid shit on stage and trying to be like lighthearted and, distract from the next thing, or even being like, this next one's going to fucking suck. And I think from seeing you live in October, obviously you did the fucking Mr. Blobby theme. And you have that lightheartedness to you on stage. Was that to counteract the material of the songs, or was it intentional anyway, or was it just, with the dark comes the light?
Oh, absolutely. It was intentional. It was like, I was going through my set list and I was, man, this is going to bum some people out. It's just sad song after sad song after sad song. I got to fucking lighten the mood somehow. And I was nervous about doing Mr. Blobby at first, because my wife, we met in Scotland. So she's a British citizen. That's how I know who Mr. Blobby is. But even she was like, well, Bake, I don't know. They're either going to love it or throw their beer bottles at your face. So I was a little bit nervous, and like by night 3, the crowds reacted so well. Like, I'm pretty sure no one's even listening to any Gravedancer music at this point. They just want Mr. Blobby.
What was the thought behind starting to put that into sets? Did you learn it just out of doing something and then be like, I'm going to put into a set? Or was it like, we need Mr. Blobby on this set list, and you went out and learned it?
It was more like once my wife showed it to me for the first time, I had a few days to mentally recover. I had that initial shock of horror across my face. And I think it was just like initially fucking with my wife around the house, just kind of plucking around on the banjo, and I came up. I put the Mr. Blobby theme tune in a minor key, and then just like started singing it to her around the house, and it just kind of naturally progressed into the set list from there.
And like the whole Mr. Blobby thing, like I remember from the 90s, like I remember being a kid and watching it and being like, this is fine. And it's not until someone's like, what the fuck is that? Then you're like,
it's not fine.
Yeah. And then you kind of realize like how much of a problem ecstasy and cocaine was in Britain in the 80s and 90s.
But like the BBC thought Mr. Blobby was a good idea.
Yeah. Like whoever thought of it.
Like, a whole team of people signed off on this. Like, sweet.
It went through like 50 people. And then I wonder if the camera guy for the first taping was like, what the fuck is this?
I don't have enough coffee for this shit, man.
Yeah. But there's a guy out there who was Mr. Blobby, and he's just roaming around anonymous, just in the street
Right,
somewhere.
like the dude behind the suit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he knows, and he's just got to carry that with him.
Yes. Oh my God. He is carrying the weight of Britain on his shoulders. Like, that must be what fucking Peter Parker felt like. You know, just getting on the tube and seeing all these miserable people throughout the day, and just like, if y'all only knew. If y'all only knew the secrets I hold in this inflatable head.
Yeah. One day you might actually get to meet the guy if you keep doing it in your sets. Word's got to trickle back somehow.
Dude, I'm just throwing this out there. Surely they make Mr. Blobby costumes. It doesn't even have to be the original. Someone, please show up to a show as Mr. Blobby. I need Mr. Blobby at a set.
Like, it's just fucking, the concept alone is absolutely baffling. But continuing with the lighthearted thing, the Azalea video.
Yeah.
How long did that take to film?
I think it took like 4 separate days. Not like a full day, but I think we met up to film on 4 separate occasions. 4 or 5, and then like, yeah, something like that. Probably over the course of 3 weeks, working on it sparsely here and there.
Yeah. And who came up with the concept of it? Because I remember watching it and just being like, holy shit. Like, it's such an entertaining video, and the more you watch it, the more things you notice happening.
Yeah. It was like, it honestly, dude, it's my brainchild. It's my brain comes up with stupid ideas, and I just kept rolling with it. And I'd like my buddy Nick Futch, who filmed it, like he would just meet up with me to do another day of filming and have no clue what we were about to film. And so he was he also was like, Blake, what the fuck is going on in your head? Like, how do you come up with this? Oh man.
Again, was that an intentional thing to counteract obviously the lyrical content and the weight of the song? Was that your kind of idea to reconcile the two, to find a balance?
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty light-hearted song musically. It's all in like a major key and like pretty upbeat. But yeah, it's actually pretty sad. You know, her name wasn't Azalea, but Azalea is a real person from my life. So yeah, to counteract the fact that it's kind of about domestic abuse, I had to make it kind of funny and lighthearted in another way. That's just me though, man. Like I was the class clown.
Yeah.
There's always if you can't laugh, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life if you can't find some humor in some shit, man? Yeah,
definitely. I think that's the way I always kind of cope with shit, is just to say the most inappropriate or trying to be like the funniest thing at the worst point in time. Yeah.
Well, I saw your coffee mug is false. I do not miss him.
I've got this one, and my missus has a fact. Yeah, and I get the false one, and she gets fact because she's always right, and it's
nice. That's so good. But yeah, the Office is probably the closest thing I have to a religion. In that, not that I like worship the characters or anything, but in the way that like people that follow religions read their Bible or whatever daily. It's like, oh, okay, well, I've seen this episode 12 times, but maybe I'll find a new joke in it this time. That'll make me feel better.
Yeah. I was in a tattoo studio last month, and they had it just playing because it's on Netflix at the moment.
Yeah.
And it was the episode where Michael Scott gets fired from Dunder Mifflin and Idris Elba's characters in, and he's like trying to sneak everyone out to like start his own rival paper company. And I was like, oh, this episode's amazing. And the receptionist was like, it's just on in the background, I don't really pay attention to it. And I'm like, pay the fucking attention to it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's just one of the best written shows of all time. Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah. I went through Parks and Rec, I really enjoyed, and I've just finished like a rewatch of Schitt's Creek, if you've ever seen that.
I've never seen Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
No.
I love that. It's hilarious, but it also just takes like U-turns into just being like so heartwarmingly sad that you're just rooting for all these characters. It's probably like Always Sunny is, I think, is my favorite sitcom. And
Okay, all right.
Like Office, Schitt's Creek, and Parks and Rec are all fighting for second and third and fourth.
Yeah. Well, so to bring us back to the UK, you know which one I just discovered, which has like risen to the top of my list. There's a show called Brassic.
Oh yeah.
If you've ever heard of it, it's like filmed in North Yorkshire, I think. But it is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But like you said, it also, the characters have a way of like, the show will just take a U-turn real quick and it'll just like hit you right in the gut, and like you'll be tearing up from sadness instead of laughter.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I've heard of it or not, but it's one of those things now where it's like there's so many shows getting recommended. I don't have the like you said, I don't have the spoons to picking up those things.
Yeah, only so many spoons. But dude, if you like all the stuff you just listed, I can't recommend it highly enough. It's
I will do, man. Have you seen Black Books?
Nah.
That's a Channel 4 one from the early 2000s.
Okay.
I haven't seen Black Books. I'll send you some clips from it with that, so if you can track down that.
Cool. Yeah, like you gotta check out Brassic, man. It's the height of British comedy, in my opinion.
Yeah, because that's the interesting thing, man. I think the British humor is quite interesting. I think there's some stuff that, like, I didn't like the UK Office, and I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I didn't care for it much either.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of like the IT crowd or the IT crowd and Peep Show, and it's like it's that kind of really cringy, awkward humor. I'm not a fan of it. It just doesn't like sit with me.
I want a punchline.
Which?
You know, I want a punchline. I don't want to just cringe. I want a punchline mixed in there too.
You don't want Ricky Gervais just sat there looking at you for 10 minutes being like, can we move on from this now? But that's, I think I have quite an American sense of humor because I love like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and you know, I always try and get episodes of Saturday Night Live if I can and shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends are just like, I don't like it. It's a really weird dividing line for humor, especially the British versus American.
Yes, my wife's the same way. Like, American humor is just never going to be funny to her. She's explained to me, it's just stupid. It's so stupid. And I'm like, yeah, I know. We're in on that joke.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's stupid. And she's like, I'm too British to find stupid funny.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Do you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, my miss, she likes it, but she doesn't love it. And she's like, they're just horrible people. And I'm like, that's the joke.
That's the joke. We're all in on it.
Horrible people. They're real life cartoon characters. And it's just, I'm just like, I've started rewatching it because I've been listening to their podcast. I've just been pissing myself at it in the evenings.
Nice. I didn't know they did a podcast.
They're only a few episodes and they go in episode by episode, but they are not talking about the episode. Like, they came in to the last episode and they parked, like Glenn, who plays Dennis, had parked somewhere in the garage and was annoyed about how close other people were. So they paused the podcast to go down and measure the spots to see who'd actually fucked up. And it's I've been pissing myself. My mate told me about it, and I'd had a drive to like Leicester, I think, for a gig. So I just hammered like all the episodes that were out at the time. But that's fucking hilarious to give it a listen.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out, man.
Yeah. But who are you listening to at the moment, kind of music wise? And, you know, if you listen to podcasts and stuff, is there anyone you're kind of listening to at the moment?
So musically, I've been listening to, let me look that up for you real quick, because I listen, it's like, I'm sure you're similar. It's a constant rotation. Miasmatic Necrosis. Great, like, power violence, grindcore. I listen to a lot of metal and grindcore and stuff like that. I couldn't recommend them highly enough. Miasmatic Necrosis. and they put out an album called Apex Profane that is just like, if you're into metal at all, it's like, it'll tickle that itch, man. It'll get you there.
Nice.
Let's see, who else I've been listening to a lot lately? Constantly on hip hop too. That's probably not the answers you're looking for, but yeah.
No, that's good, man. I love a bit of hip hop. Who are you listening to?
One of my favorites is Black Thought.
If
you ever heard of Black Thought?
Is that, he's in the Roots as well, isn't he?
Yeah, from the Roots. And like, man, he's great. Joel Ortiz is awesome. And of course the reigning king, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Yeah, I'll never turn a Biggie Smalls song off.
Yeah.
But I guess as far as the more folk Americana style, John Charles Dwyer has been a dude I discovered during this last lockdown. I think he's from one of the Carolinas. But man, check him out. He's got a record called Heavy Feathers, and it is phenomenal songwriting, man. Really good. The whole record's just him and the guitar, but it's fantastic. Really digging on that.
Cool, man. I don't know if you're the same, but I always tend to gravitate towards metal and hip hop. Like I listen to a load of like Hobson or Public Enemy and things. Because if I listen to too many acoustic or folk or country artists, I start writing like that.
Exactly.
And it just fucks me off to a point where I'm like, I can't listen to these artists because it's just seeping in too much. So I have to like just do a like palate cleanse. Like at the moment, Behemoth just released a new live album.
Oh, right on. Okay.
So I've been like listening to that. My missus sent me that the other day, so I've just been having that on repeat this week. But it's with anything with an acoustic guitar. If I'm playing, I can't be anywhere near it.
Yeah, if I'm, especially if I'm in the middle of writing, exactly like you just said, I almost avoid anything similar to that because I don't want to be influenced by someone else. I don't want to like accidentally start trying to write in someone else's style.
Yeah.
And like, I want the music I make to be just come from the wellspring within, so to speak. And obviously I've got influences coming from every direction, and you're going to hear a little bit of Roger Miller and some stuff, and you're going to hear a little bit of whatever. But yeah, I'm the same way as you. I try to avoid listening to a lot of it, especially when writing. And then once the record's done, that's when I can delve into like, so I picked up, when I was recording Every Kind of Dog, I think John R. Miller had just put out his. Yeah. And I like started listening to it, and I just like paused on that record because I didn't want my record to end up being a copy of John R. Miller. And as soon as I was done, I got to dive straight into it, and I've just been like listening to it on repeat for months ever since, loving it.
Yeah, it's just such a good record. I picked it up from the record store I get, and like in my stupidity, they email me a pre-order list every week of like what's coming out.
I'll take that.
Yeah, and it's good, man, because like we were talking about before, where it's like the kind of like new wave of stuff coming through. I was like, holy shit, John R. Miller's records available pre-order. I was like, yes. I just got Jamie Wyatt's Neon Cross, Sierra Ferrell's. I was like, fuck, like there's actually like these records.
Sierra Ferrell's real good too, man. Yeah, really diverse across the board. Yeah, I really dig that shit.
Yeah, but John R. Miller's record is just fucking brilliant. He's coming over in March, so and I'm so hyped for it.
He's coming in March.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'll be on tour in the States in March. Oh well, maybe next pandemic.
Yeah. But with obviously your tour and this October tour with Sean James, that was your first UK tour. What was the kind of, did you have any preconceptions or expectations beforehand? And what was it like doing the whole thing? Because it was 3 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks. Show nearly every night. There were a couple off nights, but man, I had no expectations. No idea what it was going to be like. And what I discovered is that, hey, people kind of like what I'm doing here. So I'll keep doing that then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was incredibly helpful to be opening for Sean because I played in his band back in the day, but he never stopped. He never slowed down. And so I think I left his band in 2016, about the time when I put out that first EP. And then, man, he's just continued to grow and grow and grow ever since. So it was incredible to be given that platform to open up for. It was would have taken me a lot longer on my own without having that step stool to stand on.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I'm in kind of a similar thing. Like when I started doing this in like 2016. End of 2016, beginning of 2017, I saw that he'd announced dates for like the UK.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And the first thing I did was email. It was Christian, like his tour manager and stuff, and he was the one organizing.
Oh, Carrington.
Yeah. He was the one organizing the actual tour back then. And I was like, I really want to fucking get on this, man. Like, I'll do anything.
Were you the opener for that tour?
So for 2017, I opened 4 of the shows. Perfect. And it was just as that the Last of Us 2 trailer came out. It was just as that happened is when the UK tour happened. And it was like, oh shit, like to see like his kind of rise. Obviously he's been grinding out for years, but to see that kind of like,
to see that exposure go from bottom of the charts to that real steep uprise. Yeah.
But I think that's obviously it's gonna play well for you. Obviously you were in the Shapeshifters. You've got that kind of built-in history with them that the fans will respond to. I think you're already, starting off on a good hand with them.
Yeah, and because of The Last of Us, I think a lot of his fan base came after Last of Us, so half the folks have no fucking clue who I am. But some of those diehard Sean James fans are always like, is that the old banjo player? The dude that always had the black eye? Is that him?
Because even I was like, when obviously I had tickets for this tour just come, and I was like, oh shit, like Gravedancer's playing. I was like, oh fucking hell, I was like, oh amazing. Obviously, like Sean got up and did a few songs with you and stuff. There was a woman next to me who just burst into tears during American Hearts.
Oh God, I'm sorry, whoever you are out there.
But it's just to see the reverence that like that fan base has is really interesting, I think. And it's the same thing when I see kind of like the Amigo the Devil Fellowship and there's certain artists around at the moment that just have like that diehard base, and it's a really interesting thing to see them and just like how people respond to that music.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I respond to that music that way, are you familiar with John Moreland? Yeah. Like John Moreland, I'll hear the first like 2 chords of a John Moreland song before I'm like I respond to that stuff, and it's incredibly therapeutic for me. So yeah, if anyone out there is getting that out of what I'm doing, then I'm doing something more than just for myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like,
definitely. I think
it's add to the community of healing and spiritual, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I think once you get off, like if you manage to get off the open mic scene, it's because of that reason. It's because you've managed to connect with someone. Because I see a lot of people and it's like one of the things that always pissed me off in open mics, and it wasn't their fault, but it was like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old who only had like breakup songs.
Yeah.
And you're like, how much heartbreak can you have in your fucking 15 years of being on this earth? And it's like, then you start seeing the songwriters who are taking that and then just exploring it and putting it into different avenues and bringing in other life experiences that then start getting them onto like, touring or gigging in other places. And obviously that's because they've then connected with an audience that gets what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bit of that human connection that has to happen. And sorry, water pressure's going crazy in my flat right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's loud as fuck over here.
No, I can't.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I find that to be really interesting, that human connection, and it doesn't even have to be lyrical. Like, um, I listen to a lot of foreign music and stuff, and I don't understand a word that they're saying because I don't speak that language, but it can touch something inside you, and it's no one can put their finger exactly on what that is. It's just if something moves you, it moves you, you know. And hey, there may be a 15-year-old out there that writes a breakup song so good that it moves and touches a lot of people. Yeah. That's not unheard of.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah.
You know? You'll get your heart broke a few more times.
Yeah.
Then get back to me.
Yeah, come back to me on your third divorce and we'll talk.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember one of your lines that proper hit me when I saw you was in Anchor, where it's cocaine brings out more vultures than the dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, that's a brilliant line.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you know what that line means, you know what that line means, man. You've been to that party enough times.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you get, obviously with the tours and with the lyrics, do you get many people, like, are there any specific lines that people come back to you about and bring up like that line, or has it been like a specific song that's resonated with lots of like people at the moment?
Everybody, I'd get messages from folks, or like someone catch me at a show or something and put something in my ear. But it's pretty across the board. There's not one that I hear more than any other. I guess if there was any one more than another, it's probably Eating Like Kings.
Yeah.
And I've received quite a few messages over the years from a lot of the veteran community, like British and American, just reaching out and saying like how much that song like meant to them and stuff. And then I don't know how to do a blushing emoji, so I don't really know what to say when people do that.
Yeah. And with, obviously, you've got a January tour coming up in the UK. Was that put together after the October tour, where you got out there and you got the itch to be like, oh shit, I can actually fucking go around and tour places now? Or was that in the works, like, at some point this year beforehand?
No, I met my booking agent through Live Free Tour Booking out of Belfast. It was at the Belfast show, and they just came up and asked if I'd be interested in doing a tour with them. And I went, well, yes, I would. In fact, yeah, let's do this, man. And yeah, just no, I'm not going to slow down if COVID will allow me to.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going, man.
Cool, man. And then there's an American tour in March.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff in the books coming up, which I don't know what I'm allowed to disclose yet or not. I maybe put my foot in it already, but
this won't be coming out until January, just before your UK tour. So
that's fine then. Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be pretty busy 2022.
Cool, man.
Well, in June, I'm able to open for Conrad.
Yeah,
by Paul James. I think you're the one that hooked me up with that, aren't you?
Yeah, man. So I'm putting on, because it's the same thing, because I'm putting on Sierra Farrell in January, and I'm putting John O'Miller on in March.
Okay. I didn't realize you were okay.
Yeah. So and again, that was just because there's fuck all around here. And I'd connected with a venue who is free to hire. So I was like, awesome.
Too easy.
Yeah. And then I was on like email threads with the agents like Sedate Booking, who do all their artists. And then I saw Possessed by Paul James, like Conrad was coming over with the legendary Shack Shakers. And I was like,
oh, right on. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, is he doing any solo dates? So I emailed him and was like, is he available for anything? And it was literally one day between Manchester and somewhere else. So he's got a day off and he wanted to fill it. And I was like, if he wants to.
And that's the one that you filled for.
Yeah, I was like, if he wants a headline gig, fucking hit me up. And then obviously I've been connected with you in October, so I was like, I have to put fucking these guys on the same bill.
Dude, thank you so much. That rules, man.
No, man, it's I literally like I fucking despise putting gigs on, but the only thing I hate worse than putting gigs on is not having any good shows near me. So it's just,
So yeah,
yeah, you just have to
you got to
do
put
it.
the effort in.
Yeah. But with
I can't even wrap my head around putting the show on. Like, I want nothing to do with that side of things.
No, it's such you think it's gonna be fun, and it's only fun for like the actual gig, and even then it's like
what's the gig?
Yeah, after from like if doors are 7, from like 7:30 onwards, you can maybe relax because it's just in God's hands then. But the whole promotion side before then is just a nightmare, especially the way live music been with COVID and stuff. It's just a grind.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude. Well, I appreciate you putting in the work for it because I don't want to do it.
No, man. One day I'd like to get a booking agent or something so I don't have to do it. But until that time comes, I'll just be grinding away with it.
Yeah.
And are you working on any new music at the moment? Obviously, you brought out Every Kind of Dog this year. Are you looking at a full-length record next year or in the future?
Oh, man. As quick as I can. As quickly as I can. I've spoken to Christian Charrington, and I think we're going to try to record together at some point when our schedules can align. I'm going to try to go down to Birmingham and record with him. Yeah, man, I've got a full length written and ready to go. It's just I just need the studio time and a little bit of effort and the team behind me to make it happen. But yeah, I'm really eager to put it out. It's like Every Kind of Dog was great. Like great for me to have accomplished and done. But like the moment I'm done recording, I'm pretty much finished with those songs. Like, okay, that's it. Like I'll play them live, but I don't ever want to hear that shit again.
Yeah, is that from just the constant like songwriting process to the recording to the mixing and mastering? Because it took me a good while after the mixing and mastering to be able to hear any of my shit again.
Yeah, that and like honestly, I hate the sound of my own voice. I was like, I don't like listening to myself, but enough strangers do for me to keep doing it. But yeah, once it's recorded and done, I just don't want to hear my own shit. Yeah.
And do you have an approach to this full length in a different aspect, like in a different mindset or anything to Every Kind of Dog or Gravedancer? Is there like, obviously you were talking about wanting to draw on a bit more of like a wider shared experience. Is that kind of like your goal with that, is to keep trying to, you know, broaden your perspective of things as well as wear your heart on your sleeve?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I think for the full length, the vision that I have for it will be a mixture of the first two, but also implementing, like you said, something to widen the audience, or widen the appeal and the lyrical content and that, but also just to be a bit more dynamic. Include a little bit of everything that I've teased at so far and then some. Like the way Devil's Garden ends on Every Kind of Dog, like you can expect some more like heavy stuff to happen in parts of the full length and whatnot. So I don't know exactly what it's going to sound like yet, but I have a pretty good like vision for what I think I want to do.
Yeah, cool, man. That's so interesting, and that's what I really like about your style. Is like this year and maybe a bit of last year, I lost my voice, not like physically, but in terms of like who I was and what I was meant to sound like. And it was that same thing. It's where you're listening to so many people that you're like, what am I actually meant to fucking sound like? What's actually fun for me?
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get back onto like the right track of what I actually wanted to do as opposed to like what I thought I should do.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
Yeah. It's a tricky line to walk.
What's that?
It's a tricky line to like walk, I think.
Yeah, it's just like a tightrope walk because you want people to enjoy it, and so like you feel pressured to kind of lean in certain directions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I was given like complete free reign in a studio and had like did you ever see Walk Hard?
The Dewey Cox.
The Dewey Cox story?
Yeah.
Did you know the scene where he's just like, I need an army of didgeridoos, 10,000 didgeridoos. Like that would be me in the studio if money was no option.
Yeah.
And I was just like given an orchestra. I would, yeah, unless you can open your mind and learn to play the fucking theremin. It would end up being real weird, but I think I'd like to do something like that one day. But yeah, to stay slightly within the confines, that's part of the reason I really want to record with Charrington. He's really good at telling you what you need to hear. Not that fucking sucked, mate. But you know, like, hey, let's go this direction, or let's cut that section and maybe try that. Like he's good at steering the song in the direction it needs to go.
That's really interesting, man. Have you worked with a kind of producer before? Like obviously I assume Christian's kind of in that capacity. But have you worked with someone like that before?
Not me personally. When we recorded The Gospel According to Sean James, when we recorded that with Adam Putman out of Arkansas, and he was very much throw a water bottle at your head if you hit a note wrong, but with a smile on his face, you know. But yeah, he was really no bullshit, and I liked working with that. Some folks did not enjoy that as much, but I got real thick skin, man. So if someone needs to tell me something I need to hear, I can usually hear it with it. Well, I got a pocket full of grains of salt, you know.
Yeah, that's really interesting, man. Like I've not worked with any producers and stuff. I don't know if I'm ready to hear the feedback of like, this is just not working. But I think that might work. Again, you have to try and find like a person who gels well. You know, I think Christian's a good fit for you in terms of his like character and who he is and what his tastes are and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's not just that he'll tell you that sucked and don't do that. Yeah. But he's also great at saying, hey, this thing that you're doing, that is working. That's really good. Let's go that direction a bit more. Or like, you know, he'll say that lyric or that part really pulled me in. So let's explore that a bit. Yeah, really looking forward to working with him whenever that actually happens.
Yeah. Cool, man. And with kind of your sound, are you obviously with the EPs and with the records, you've had other instruments on it and stuff. Are you looking at doing it more diverse outside of like acoustic stuff? So you'd be going heavier with, is that with like electric guitars and shit as well?
Yeah. So I went out and like, man, I will fully commit to an idea before anything else is in place. Like for this next thing, I just went and bought an orange full stack with a Thunderbird 200. And like, yeah, that's going to be featured quite a bit on it. But I also want, there's going to be like heavy string section and like some clarinet and stuff in there. It's going to be pretty across the board, and how I'll ever recreate it live, who fucking knows?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing though, and I think that was one of the things I kind of learned from Sean, was it doesn't have to be what it is on the record. Like the record exists in its own little thing as itself. And then you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want live with it. Yeah,
the record is almost like a time capsule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is what was happening in that studio for those few weeks of recording, but the song still has life to be breathed into it outside of the recording. I think it was Zach Wilde. I was watching some interviews with Zach Wilde from Black Label Society. And he was like, in the green room, like kind of upset. I think they cut his set list time. He's like, well, that only gives me like only X amount of time to do improvised solos and stuff. And his whole point was like, hey man, like these people paid money to come see me play guitar for them. I don't want to play them my CD.
Yeah.
Like, you want to listen to my CD, go sit in your fucking car and listen to the CD. You paid money to see me play guitar. I'm going to give you a one night, like you right now in the audience, you're getting this one show.
Yeah.
This song is going to sound this way for the one night. And yeah, I like took out my pen and pad and was like, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on to that little nugget of wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's kind of like, that's what kind of draws the line between like an entertainer and a performer, or, an entertainer and an artist, is like you aren't trying to do the exact same thing. You're never trying to replicate, even if you're playing a song, if it's a song you recorded and wrote, just singing it and your guitar, you might just emphasize a word differently or leave a breath in a different space, and it just changes the whole dynamic. And more importantly, it keeps it interesting for you. Who has to play that song a fucking 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, my last UK tour was October, and then I'm coming back through, hitting up a lot of the same places in January. And my whole goal here is like, shit, I've got to give them a different show than they had last time. Like I can't just come back through and be like, hey, remember me? These are the same songs you heard, and same song and dance and everything, and like, please invite me back. But no, if people are coming back to see me again, I've got to make it like, I'm humbled by that. So I want to meet that expectation for them to want to come back a third time, like.
Yeah. And do you change your set when you're touring live? Like on this tour, did you put stuff in different order? Like for me, what I always try and do is I don't write the set list till I get to the venue, so I can kind of get the vibe of it, because I know all my songs and shit. So like for this Cam Cole tour, it's obviously a heavy blues tour, so I'm gonna just all my heaviest songs, all my fastest songs. Occasionally, if the crowd's right, I'll slow it down for a bit, but I won't write a set list until I get there. Do you have that kind of freedom for what you do, or do you like want it to have like a bit more set out like before you get to the place?
A little bit more set out. I'll have a loosely based set list that I'll play off of. But like you said, I think on the night and in the moment, I'll scrap a song from the set, or switch up the placement of them, or the worst, like I was just saying, if I got a double decker person in the audience, like someone that I know was at a show a week ago and has come back for a second time, is, oh shit, okay, well, I have to make it different for them. It cannot be the same set that they saw last week. But yeah, I'm not quite as wait till I get to the venue. I usually have something like loosely written out. Yeah.
Normally, I know what I'll open with kind of stays the same, like between like 2 or 3 songs. But then I know if it's like a coffee shop, I'll go like a bit lighter. And if I'm there and I can tell the crowd's gonna be fucking talking the entire way through it, I scrap every single like light song. So it's just me shouting over them for a bit.
Yeah. Because I mean, what's the point? Read your audience. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, we're coming up to the hour mark, and I don't want to keep you too long. So you've got the January tour, you've got a new record coming out. With one of the things I wanted to talk to you about before I go was the Azalea video is so fucking likable and so catchy. Was that in your head? Obviously, you were nearly savaged by wolves filming American Heart, and that was like a viral moment for that time when that video came out. Was it in your head how important like video content is to be doing these type of things?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. That was really what I wanted. Is I wanted to put a video out, and I wanted it to be something entertaining, not just another video of a dude playing a guitar, which that was the whole, it starts off me sitting on the back of a pickup truck in the middle of a cattle field. And that was very intentional. That's like your most generic Arkansas singer-songwriter video. And then I just thought, like, within 3 seconds of it starting, I'll just hurl the guitar out of my hands.
And did someone catch that, or did that?
Yeah.
Cool.
My buddy Russell was there, and I probably threw that guitar at him 12 to 15 times before we got the take we needed. So he was just like diving for it. Because, I'm looking at the camera. I wasn't looking over at Russell.
Yeah, that was the thing that worried me, man, because I know it went, and I was like, someone's got to be on the other side of that to catch it. But I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Thank you, Russell Smith, wherever you are in the world right now, for catching that guitar perfectly every time.
Yeah. No,
but I wanted to put a video out, but I didn't want it to be just another dude sitting on a truck singing a song. So that was the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, and you didn't want to get attacked by a wolf while you were out.
Yeah, and I didn't want to risk laughing limb again just to go viral. So
yeah, it's a worry, man. I went wolf walking last year.
Okay.
My missus's birthday in the Lake District. They're not full wolves. They're like 90% wolf. So it's like their mum's a wolf and their dad's like another not wolf.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we went walk. Yeah.
Like in enclosures or just wild?
So they're on leads. So they like pull up in a truck and you put your hand to them so they smell you. And then like the person who's with them or the couple that like have them let them out. And then you like walk them around like these fields in the Lake District and shit and howl with them. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. But it was because obviously in the American Hearts video, you're looking back because there's fucking wolves around and shit. But that was it was my missus's birthday and it was the day I proposed. So I had the ring in my pocket.
Right on.
And they were talking about the wolves and stuff, and they were like, one thing, don't crouch down by these fucking things. And I was like, propose when I get home then.
Oh. So what did you do it?
No, because it was literally, I've got a video, one of the wolves jumped up on Siobhan balls, we'll have to like howl with them. And even then that was like, oh shit, it was fine. But they were like, yeah, don't crouch down near these things. So it was like, I can't take a fucking knee.
Yeah.
These things.
Well, plan foiled.
Yeah, shortest engagement ever.
Dang, dude. But I mean, I see the ring on your finger. You got it done.
Yeah, I got married in October. That was the thing, because Sean and you played Liverpool like 2 or 3 days after I got married. So I was up in
like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So I was up in Loch Ness while you were doing all that tour. So Chester was like the end of the tour before you went to Ireland. So I got tickets for that one instead, because obviously like Liverpool would have been closer and shit. But yeah, I messaged Sean and was like, you just had to fucking do it on my honeymoon, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I didn't realize, like, you when I met you said you had just got married. I kind of assumed you meant like 2 or 3 months ago, not like a few days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I even got my coaster for, I didn't see the Loch Ness Monster, but
oh, nice.
Went around on it.
Did y'all go up to what's that town up there? Not Inverness, but like in.
Oh, we went to Inverness. We drove through. Is it Fort Augustus at the bottom?
Okay, yeah.
And then I can't remember the name of the town we actually like stayed in. We had like a little log cabin for the week just outside of town to just like watch all the badgers and pine martens and shit and run around. Yeah. Whereabout are you up in Scotland?
I'm in Perthshire.
And what's it like around there? Are you surrounded by wildlife, or is that more of like a town and things?
Pretty rural. Yeah. It's like mostly like potato fields, berry farms, and like rapeseed fields. But we're on like the foothills of the Highlands.
Nice.
I mean, literally, if you walk up the hill behind my house, you can see the snow caps of the Highlands. So like, it's beautiful, beautiful spot, man.
That's the thing, man. Scotland's so fucking gorgeous. I don't know how. If Scotland ends up joining the European Union again without England, I think I might have to move up to Scotland and try and get a citizenship up there, because it's so fucking nice up that way.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. But like we were talking about earlier, it's there's for what we do,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
No.
Nothing at all. Like you can go an hour and a half south to Edinburgh and find a little bit, but yeah, it's beautiful. If you like to hike and be out in wilderness and stuff, can't recommend it highly enough. But if you're trying to catch a live show, pretty regularly, this ain't the place to do it, man.
I have a friend who's up in, it's like past the Shetland Isles, and he has to like he has to get a ferry down to just see a gig, and obviously the ferry costs him. So he's like, if I want to see a gig, it's like an extra £150 a fucking go. So I have to make it count. And it was like him and his daughter drove down to Bloodstock, like the metal festival, and that was like a 12-hour fucking trip just to get there, and then a 12-hour trip back. I was like, fuck that, man.
Yeah. One of my favorite phrases I've heard about the difference between UK and America is in America 100 years is a long time. In the UK 100 miles is a long way. Yeah.
Man. Do you have that perspective? Obviously, as an American, and America's so fucking huge, does a 6-hour drive deter you in the same way that, like, when No,
not at all. Not at all, dude. I hear people be like, oh, that's 3 hours away, not driving that far. And that's just what you do.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to see a band or something, that's just what you do. You're about to drive for 5-6 hours sometimes.
Yeah, because I've got Luke Hendrickson, a Minnesotan artist, coming over in April and May, and I've plotted out the tour route for him and stuff, and he was like, there's not enough driving in this.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this covers the entire of the UK. I was like, but you also understand British audiences won't drive more than like 40 minutes for a gig.
Yeah. The fact that you can get from like Inverness to London in a day, that's phenomenal. Like there were many tours when I was in the Shapeshifters where we drove all day long, camped on the side of the road, and then woke up and drove for 6 more hours, and that's just the next gig, man.
It's crazy, man. I think that's what, like, I've tried to have that mindset for touring the UK to be like, it's 4 hours away, that's fine. Because I did Norwich the other week, and that was on a Sunday. I was like, fuck it, 4 hours there, 4 hours back is what it is. But I know that's still, I tell people I'm driving that, and they're like, is it worth it? And I'm like, yeah, because I need to go play a gig and meet some people.
Yeah, and that driving time, I don't know about you, but for me, like, that's when I digest new albums and like podcasts and stuff where I never get the opportunity to like listen to and actually sink into the music I'm listening to.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a surround sound in a car for hours on end.
Yeah. I love it, man. Like this, like throughout the pandemic, I've just fell behind on all my podcasts and shit. So it's been amazing to have like those drives to just try and catch up on everything and just sit alone with it.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you listening to?
Well, at the moment I'm listening to like the Mark Maron podcast and the Always Sunny one, the Behemoth record. I've gone this artist Civ showed me called Kiki Rockwell, this girl who's doing weird, like, it's kind of like synth poppy Wiccan stuff. It's really, I don't know how to describe it, but it's been really like just fun to listen to. And then I've just been hammering really like John Prine and Guy Clark lately, just hammering those guys. And then I've kind of I've just been complete, like, this is the first podcast I've recorded since September. Because I've just kind of been fucking I've just been burnt out with like the music side of things and like listening to, like, because I'm doing like road country and finding new artists and stuff, it's just too much. Like you were saying before, man, there's only so many spoons. Yeah. And I was like, I need to take a fucking breather from listening to anything new or like going out and actively trying to find new things. So a lot of like comfort stuff, like I've been listening to Jamie Wyatt's things. I picked up have you watched Bo Burnham's Inside on Netflix, the stand-up special?
I've seen a few of his, but I don't know if I've seen that specific.
Like, he recorded it during lockdown and it's just him in one room.
No, I haven't seen that.
I've been fucking obsessed with it since it came out. They released it on vinyl last week, so I picked up a copy. And I've just been fucking obsessed with that. So that, to be honest, like my Spotify Wrapped I didn't share because like literally the top 5 songs is just fucking this Bo Burnham special that I've just been hammering.
Okay, well, I'll definitely check it out, man.
Yeah, and then it's obviously we had a wedding playlist because we did like a Spotify playlist, so it was a ton of just like all the comfort music we were listening to, and then a load of Kiss and Ace Frehley and just that type of thing, and then Chris Christopherson. But new stuff, yours is probably some of the newest stuff I've been listening to, if I'm honest. And
awesome, thanks, man.
Yeah, and Possessed by Paul James, and just going through those type of artists just because I really fucking enjoy them.
Yeah. Do you know? It's getting late. My brain's starting to freeze up here. It's gone. Yeah, sorry, it's gone.
No, it's cool, man. Well, we'll call it there so you can let your brain recharge and get some rest and stuff. But I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down again. It's a pleasure to chat with you again.
Thanks so much for having me on, man.
And there we have it, folks. That's episode 42 of Into the Van, Into the Bag. Please go check out Gravedancer's UK tour, hitting Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, Sheffield, Leeds, London, Southampton, Hastings, Manchester, Belfast, and Dublin from the 7th of June to the 17th of June. And then he's back in Birkenhead with Possessed by Paul James on the 29th of June. Check out his record, Every Kind of Dog. It's fucking phenomenal. Check out his self-titled EP and keep listening to his music, man. Keep supporting the things you love. Get ready for Mothman. That's going to be coming soon. Keep listening. Please go give us a rating on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this, and keep doing and supporting the things you love. Peace.